Hi beautiful people, it's Didi here and I'm super excited for today's episode because I have an amazing guest. Have you ever felt like you want to do more, serve more, help more? If you did, then this episode is for you. Bogdana Manova, known as Buba, is the founder of the non-profit organization Didi or Kids that works with orphans and children from deprived backgrounds. For the past 6 years, the foundation has worked with hundreds of volunteers who provide the children with the love, support, and attention that they lack at home. Buba focuses her attention on the non-material. She organizes various activities such as sport camps, art workshops, dance classes, help with math and literature, and much more, which allow the children to socialize with others, become more integrated into society, and get to know the world outside the institution. As Buba often participates in different charity activities such as marathons and bazaars, she is widely covered in the media and often works in partnership with other similar organizations for underprivileged people. Hi Buba, thank you so much for finding the time to make this interview. We are filming from Sofia in Bulgaria, where I am for about 10 days, so I'm very glad that she found the time to come and do this interview with me. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Didi, for inviting me.
Yeah, before we start, I really love your energy, your passion, the way you do your work. So can you take us back from where you started? Because the way we met with Buba was about 15 years ago, I think. We worked in corporate for the same company, an American insurance company. And, nobody expected that her career will develop that way, that my career will develop that way. So you completely reinvented yourself. So can you tell us your story? What happened after corporate?
It's a very interesting story. The truth is that I worked for this company where we met. After that, I became mother for the second time. And since then, the things changed a little for me. Not a little, actually, but they changed totally, yeah. General change, because I decided to make something different. So I invited my friends and wanted to see the kids from social institutions. We made a phone call and we were invited to see these kids. And since this visit, nothing was the same as before. We decided to make things regular. And we were trying to provide some continuous help for these kids. So we made a plan. Then we started to follow this plan, and we are still following this plan. 6 years already.
So, but what made you go in the first place to the social institutions?
It was just an idea. It was Christmas and New Year were coming, and everybody wants to be a better person for the holidays.
Yeah.
So we decided to go and provide some little help, like bananas, clothes for these kids. What we found there was that this is not what they need. Mm-hmm. They need some kind of communication, but not only on Christmas and on holidays, but regular help, regular visits, regular communications, and people that they get used to communicate with, not just some kind of unfamiliar groups or something. Mm-hmm.
And did you decide at a certain point, that's it, I'm going to leave my corporate career and build something new on the side, or you wanted to sort of mix both things?
It was a long process. It took me a long time to decide what I want to do most, but many people came to me and said that they want to be a part of this group. First, we were just friends who went to these social houses and helped the kids. And then we decided that it should be legally formed. Mm-hmm. We should make an organization. And since then, we made this foundation and I started to work there as a director. It was not my decision. I just followed my instinct and my concept and my friends, of course.
Yeah, so it's sort of, you found that this is something which is much more fulfilling and you are following with it.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, and probably this is a little bit side back from what we talked about, but a lot of people want to do something more. A lot of people want to sort of follow their passion, but they say, I don't know what my passion is. I don't have a clear vision. I don't have a clear idea what I'm meant to be. So could you talk a little bit about your own experience? Did you have the clear idea, or it's something which evolved through time once you start engaging in the process?
It was a little bit long process to define what was my passion, but since the moment I started, it was such an energy that I started to accumulate in me, and so many people were involved in this process that at one moment it became inevitable to make the next step. Mm-hmm. And to continue with this wonderful job, because we discover many things about ourselves, helping other people.
Exactly.
Yeah, which I think is the most important in our lives. To make something bigger and bigger, to try to improve yourself day by day, little by little, every single
It's
day.
a journey.
Yeah.
So it's not a process
Yeah.
that you get there and you
Exactly.
say that's it.
Yeah.
I want to ask you about your work now.
Yeah.
How many kids do you work with? What's your job really about? I know that one of your mission is not to focus on material things because everyone donates lots of material stuff. For example, they will donate, detergents or toilet paper and clothes and toys and stuff like that. Whereas you think more about what sort of activities and integration can we provide to these kids so that they can have a brighter future and a happier now. So if you can talk a little bit about that and why do you think that this is more important?
I think that communication is very important for every human being, especially for these kids that live in social institutions and that grow without parents. They have food, they have clothes, but what they need most is communication with somebody who is very important for them, kind of mentor.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, all of us have their parents, mothers, fathers, grandparents, close friends, but these kids don't have such person. So we follow this sentence, give me a fish, so I will have food for one day. But learn me how to do fishing, so I will have food for a lifetime. Yeah. So we try to learn the kids how to do fishing, how to manage with their lives, how to trust in themselves, how to rely on their own abilities, because they are very strong and very clever children, but they need somebody to discover these qualities in them and to be so determined to develop them, to be persistent, to go every day to work with them. And it includes also emotional support in school, support in every step they make in life, support one day for them to find a good job, and eventually to make a normal family
life.
Yeah.
And then can you give me an example about the activities that you organize for these kids?
Yeah, with pleasure. I will show you.
I know because I follow all your posts.
Yeah. It's very interesting because my job is actually not my job. It's my life. Everybody from my family is a part of this job. My kids, my husband, my mother and father, my neighbors even. Everybody is part of this adventure. So if you find the thing that makes you happy, you can never be tired or unhappy or something like this.
It gives you energy, so you get energy from there.
Yeah. So every day we help the children find them, learn their lessons and be better in school. We calculate them, help them in mathematics, in grammar, in English, because it's very important to know different languages. Not only English. English is nothing without German, Spanish, French, and other languages. Then we work for basic social abilities. Social skills, let's say, with the little ones, like going shopping, preparing some nice things for different holidays. We celebrate children's birthdays or special occasions. We prepare cakes and everything. Everything should be healthy and prepared.
I know
homemade. Then we go to different people with different professions, with different jobs, and we introduce the kids in these professions so they can be oriented. Since they are little kids, they can direct their abilities to achieve different skills for different professions one day. Then on the weekends we play folk dances with a great dancer. After that, every child meets with his or her mentor and they spend some time together. It's a very delicate process, so we have a psychologist.
I'm very excited about because it covers a lot about the concepts of doing stuff instead of only just accumulating material stuff. You're actually learning how to do stuff. For example, around holidays, you sew. I think it's you.
Yeah.
And then you make different bags or you make different cards.
Decorate.
You decorate, you draw. So all these activities that are, I don't know, where do you get your creative ideas? I'm sometimes puzzled how much creativity there is in your work, and sometimes I feel like, where is Buba getting all these ideas from? How can you get so resourceful and creative?
We are many people. We are more than 30 people, volunteers, all of us by now. And all of us have many interesting ideas. We share them with each other. So I was not that creative in the very beginning because I was just an insurer. So I didn't have these abilities that I created in myself, But in this process, when you see a child drawing or painting or making some interesting stuff, you should be a part of this process. So you get included very easily, in a very spontaneous way. After that, once you are involved in this whole process, you start to create. So you discover that you can actually create nice cards, that you can draw nice paintings, that you want to combine interesting colors, and you can enjoy the result after that. So it's nice.
So it's a skill, you think, creativity. We can all build it in ourselves if we allow ourselves to just open up this.
Yeah, and see what children show us, because they're our teachers. In creativity, I think that children are much more creative than the adults.
Yeah, because we get all these structures and norms and rules and responsibilities that cause that.
We try to put the things in order. Children like chaos, so it's very interesting combination.
And can you tell us more about the way you work with volunteers? You have an amazing retention. Not only you have actually very deep and structured process and approval process of who can be a volunteer.
Yeah.
So can you talk a little bit about that? How did you manage to create such an amazing environment where people want to come, stay, and they don't want to leave?
They really don't want to leave, which is so exciting for me. I think that one of the things that make our organization different from the other organizations in Bulgaria, because we have so many foundations, non-profit organizations.
It's not only in Bulgaria, because you got contacted from EU as an example, so people are trying to borrow this structure.
Yeah, because many people try to make interesting things and to be useful for other people, so maybe that's the reason for the number of these organizations. But anyway, we really have many volunteers. These are very devoted, very interesting people with different professions, people with great passion, as you said, with very bright ideas, people who don't have so much free time, but they want to spend these 3 or 4 or 5 hours on one day with their kids because they find it very important. I think that we are very honest with these people. After that, we say them that this is a very important job, so they should follow some rules that are really very important. We made a contract with them, which includes what are their responsibilities and their obligations. And after that, I try to be very close with them, to follow them.
To engage them in the process. You said that you're discussing, so you have some regular meetings where you can...
When I have a kind of problem or something, I always rely on these people because they are very responsible and very nice, not only with the kids, but with us, with the others. And I think that this is a great example that we give to the kids. We are a big family. We learn so many things from each other. We changed so much. We spent much time together, not only with the kids, but
together as a part of like
together.
And the other thing I know about you, and as you mentioned in the beginning, I think your oldest child was about 7 years when you started, and the little one was just born, maybe 2 years old. How old are they now?
12 and 8.
12 and 8.
Two boys.
Yeah, I know, they are bursting with energy. I remember that you got them involved very early on in the process. And I remember that every weekend, which weekend normally is sort of like a family time, you spend your time with your kids. Every weekend, instead of being just with them, you take them and go to the social institutions. So what do you think that they learned through that? How do you think that they perceived the whole thing? Was there a point when they were saying, "Mommy, we just need you to be home with us. We don't want you to be with everybody else"?
Yeah, it's a very nice question, because many people ask me whether they can come and join our work with their children, whether the children will be jealous or something like this. I was very careful when I started this work, because, as I told you, my main role is to be a mother of these 2 boys. So I don't want to make them uncomfortable in any way, because it would not be a good example for them. It would not be nice. It would be my mistake. So I try to balance, and I think that it's not that important how many hours you spend with your child.
Exactly.
But how you spend
what's
these
the quality
hours.
of these hours, how present you are.
Of course. So I was very careful that my big boy, which was a little boy then, would not be jealous with his kids. I tried to make him feel very comfortable, very well with them. I introduced him, and when he saw that the kids are very happy to see him and they accepted him as a part of their group, I actually had no problems.
Mm-hmm.
Because, children don't have any problems with the communication between them. We as parents could make
the problems.
Yeah, the problem
what we see on the playgrounds,
only...
two mothers are arguing instead of
Of course, I see these things every day in our playground. So, when you give love, this love is so endless. It could not be separated into parts or something like this.
Okay, you organize enormous amount of events. You invited and well known in Bulgaria from almost everyone. I don't know anyone who has such an extensive network as you do. And, networking and being part of such a community, it requires certain skills and certain, I would say, energy maybe, again, in a way. So how do you manage to network with so many people? What is it something which is important when you manage so many social skills and environments?
Yeah, I have so many social contacts, so many people call me every day.
And I know that is for years since since you started with that. I remember your home. Originally, you didn't have the club, you have your home, and there were people all the time coming.
Yeah.
And I'll come and meet Buba, and she'll be on the phone like 80% of the time.
And the doors are always open.
For everyone. Yeah, I remember that. So how do you manage?
But now, 6 years later, the things are a bit different. First, we have a big office where we play with the kids, where we work with them. And second, I try to be much more focused and much more concentrated. And try to organize my time very precisely because it's very important. So I have people who try to help me and really help me in logistics.
Mm-hmm.
And many people, we divide our roles because there are days when we should be at 3 places at the same time. Yeah, so it's impossible. But many people try to help us not only working directly with the kids, but also supporting this whole process. Which is very nice. Which show me that our way is the right way, maybe.
And what did you learn from managing so many different channels of communication? What's your personal sort of lesson or journey?
Yeah, I learned that everybody needs some kind of time only for himself.
Themselves, recharging.
Yeah, time for recharging. So I found my way to recharge my batteries, and it's, jogging.
Yeah, what do you do for recharging? So if you can share. I know, but...
Yeah, I run every day, but I don't run alone. I run with my kids. They're my pacers. They help me improve my running skills day by day because they're much faster than me. So it's our way to be alone. Mm-hmm. Only 3 of us, because my husband, he's a football player, he doesn't like to run, but still 3 of us is enough. We take part in many charity events,
running activities.
Yeah, running activities, charity running activities, marathons, every event that is connected in a way with running, we are there. So it's very important for me. It makes me feel very fresh, very
charged.
Yeah,
and
very energized.
A lot of people say that young children are not supposed to really run that much, whereas I know even your youngest one, it's a pretty good runner.
Yeah.
Do they enjoy
So
it?
I think that it's a very exciting experience for all of us. Mm-hmm. I don't think that there are any problems in running for children because we went to therapists, we went to doctors. They are in a very nice shape.
I'm sure, yeah. And can you tell me more about now when you have so much work to do and you're managing a good size foundation and you're so busy? Can you tell me what sort of daily rituals or practices you have for morning routines or daily routines that keep you focused? You said that you're much more focused now, much more productive.
Yeah.
So what is it that you do that you think it helps you?
I always start my day with sports. Mm-hmm. I go to the gym and make some gymnastics there in a group.
Group class?
Yeah, group class. And after that, I read newspapers, I check my mails, I immediately react and answer to all the mails. I didn't do it before. I needed some time, but now, since my day started, I try not to postpone the things, to delay things, because it's very important, because these things should be solved at the moment. After that, I go to the club and work all day with the kids in 2 or 3 different groups.
That's every day?
That's absolutely every day. Even sometimes the weekends I'm also there. Then in the evenings, I turn off my phone.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a new thing.
Yeah. I
That's a new
try
thing.
to turn off my phone. And then I spend 1 or 2 or 3 hours only with my kids. In the weekends, I go to my friends, visit some new friends or invite people at home. But in the weeks,
You are in
during,
evenings.
since Monday to Friday, every evening is just the same. I'm with my kids, no television, no things like this. We prepare the dinner together. We tell each other how our day has passed, and then I help them in school. I try not to control, but just to have a view about what happened in school and how their day has passed, what new they have learned. It's very exciting, and they like to share these things with me. So that's my day. In the weekends, we are busy with so many things. Now we go to mountains and we shall try to cover many of the most interesting national objects and
so you want to
peaks.
go
Here,
with the kids.
yeah, with the kids. And my kids are very excited to make this trip together with the other kids, the other of my kids, because it will be very good for their physical shape, for their mental shape as well. Yeah.
Who are people who you look at? Dead or alive, people who you follow, people who you read, people who you consider mentors for you, people who you consider very inspiring for you. Can you give us some examples?
Because you said dead or alive, I would mention first Mahatma Gandhi, who said that we should be the example that we want to give. So let us be this example. I like this man so much and I follow him because I think that he's really a very wise man. After that, Didi, you are one of my examples, one of the most inspiring persons, parents and friends that I've ever had. So I thank you for everything. Then I have a very close friend who lives in Switzerland and his name is Ivan Kujuharu. He's a mountain climber. He gives me much energy, new ideas. And he also gives his power to the kids because he had a very bad accident. But after that, still, he tries to do his best and to live his life in the best possible way.
So how did the accident impact him?
Now he's in invalid chair.
So he cannot walk.
Yeah, he cannot use his legs and his hands, even his voice. But still, he works very hard and still he tries to keep his hobby and to climb to the mountains and to climb the mountains
in his chair.
Yeah, in his chair.
I think you mentioned about him years ago when you met him. Very inspiring.
Yeah.
Sometimes we forget to be grateful for the things we have.
Yeah, that's what he says to the children. Since you have 2 legs and 2 hands, you have everything that you need. So don't complain. This is for us also a nice example. After that, Maxim Ashkenazi, which is our friend, he invites us to his concerts and he inspires us with the music he makes. And with everything he makes, not only music, but he's a whole universe for us. And all of our volunteers have specific skills that inspire me and that I learn from them. We learn from each other, as I said you. But every day since I started my work, almost every day or every month, I meet people who inspire me. People who came to me with their own ideas, with their interesting hobbies, who are ready to share their life experience and their abilities with us.
Yeah. What are some advices that you can give to these people so that they can sort of help either charities or find something that they can give their energy to? So what sort of advice you can give them? How can they get involved in communities like yours, regardless where they are in the world?
Yeah. I would advise them to try to find what they really want. I mean, to find a field where they feel very useful and very comfortable. Never to give up, because from the first time you cannot, sometimes you cannot find your own place. Maybe they need to change some organizations or some forms until they find what inspires them most. But we should never give up, because I think that life is too short. So everybody should find his own field, because the most interesting things in being involved in such kind of organization is that sometimes when you see the balance, or when you feel that you are exhausted, or some things like this, when you have some negative thoughts, you discover that actually you receive more than you give. Yeah.
That's the new concept. Give, 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 give if you want to receive. For years was ask and you shall receive.
Yeah.
Now is give and you shall receive. And I can
And
see
you
that
will
everywhere
get- yeah.
in my work.
And even my bigger son, who is 12, he already knows this example because he tries to be a better person, like collecting the garbage, which he didn't put on the ground, being polite with unfamiliar people. And what I observe is that he doesn't do these things to obtain something, to impress you or to receive something. He makes them because he feels that he wants to do it. Not he must do it, but he wants to do it. Kind of impulse.
What's your favorite dish?
I tried to eat only vegetarian food recently. So maybe salad, green salad with avocado,
And
without eggs.
without eggs. So it's not vegetarian, it's vegan. You try to be vegan?
Yeah, I try, but once a week I can afford some cheese or something like this.
What's behind that? Is it just a way to be healthier, or it's
It makes me feel more comfortable than before when I eat meat.
Okay. And what's your? I know that you cook a lot of healthy stuff recently.
Yeah.
We've been following different sort of diets throughout the years. With Buba, we talk about different healthy styles. So I know that your eldest son, he's really very, very healthy.
Yeah.
Which is hard. That's very inspiring for me because lots of mom asks me, for kids it's so hard because they go to school and they see all these tasty things and their friends are inviting them. So I know your child is not like that. He's very, very healthy. He doesn't eat any sort of processed food and he embraced this idea. So you don't even have to push him.
Yeah.
He does it himself.
Yeah. I try to push the other one, but the big one doesn't need to go.
So how did you get there?
By my example. He was inspired and he took my example. I try not to buy this food, processed food, as you said, junk food. We never buy such things. But since he started to train professionally,
he was football player.
Yeah, he used to be football player. Now he plays different things. But he started to read the labels of the food, and he understood by himself that some food gives him energy, and the other food
deprives him from energy.
Yeah, deprives him. So he started to follow his own impulse. That now he's aware of what he's eating, and he's trying to eat only the best food.
Perfect. So not much effort from your side. What the holiday looks like for you? What do you do, guys? Do you have like a family holiday?
Yeah. Turn off the phone and go to a silent little place with my family, reading books, walking a lot, running. That's it. That's very simple. Yeah, eating just a little. Yeah. No alcohol, just drinking tea and enjoying the silence.
Okay, thank you so much, Buba, for coming. It was so interesting experience to interview in English and to talk to you in English, which we never do between ourselves.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. I know that you took time in your busy schedule. Thank you so much for this. Buba just brought me this. You made it with the kids.
Yeah, with the children.
Yeah, it's so this is one of the examples of things that they do. So they'll make different bags. She'll find a way to teach them different sort of abilities and skills.
Yeah.
How to sew, how to do stuff. And I've always had the pleasure to receive nice things, and this is great. Thank you so much.
And we are trying to tell them that we should be very aware of keeping the nature clean. So this bag is a very good option to change these plastic bags that we should not use. So that's why we learn them how to make this.
And this is Pug and Piglet.
Yeah.
We love him. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you love this interview as much as I did. And please share in the comment box below what is the biggest insight you take away from this interview. And if you like this video, please give me thumbs up and share with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe for my channel for weekly Tuesday show. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next Tuesday. Bye.